Hello, people of the internet.
You stole my line. So that's now that has been done. Hello, folks. Welcome to Murky Tuesdays in Duskwall, where we try and be criminals.
We're pretty good criminals, I think you'll find. At least two of us are. One of us is a murderer, and the other is quite a good thief / smuggler. The only criminal thing that Steve's character has done is have that nickname.
That is a heinous crime.
But
No comment.
as we go into the session, let's go quick roundup of my wonderful players at the table. Who are you, and where can we find you, and what are you doing in this game, yo?
Who started?
So we'll just go with my screen. Urvi.
Oh gosh, hi, hello, that's me. I'm Irvi. My pronouns are they, them. I'm here for a good time, hopefully a long time. I'll be playing Biv for you today. Biv is Biv. That's pretty much the only adjective I have for them at this moment. We'll see if we blow any heads off.
Always a good thing to look forward to.
This
It's
time.
one of the criminals, one of the be gay do crimes.
Next up, Caleb.
Hello, everyone. My name is Callum. My pronouns are they, them, and nu, and I am playing Taleri Pridwan Cadwallader. Her pronouns are she and they, he and nu. And yeah, that's me.
And that is indeed them. Denver.
Hey y'all, I'm Denver. She, they pronouns. I am playing Vey Lamond, aka Corvus, who is they, them. And yeah, Corvus is kind of feeling a little over their head, but they're doing their thing, so.
Indeed they are. And for today, last but not definitely not least, Mr. Toshi.
Hi, Toshi here, he, him pronouns, and I am playing William Truss, the scrawny college kid who's trying his hand at crime, doing his best, like college kids do. And yeah, we'll see where he goes.
And yes, I am, and I think perhaps I always will be RDMK, he, him, and I am the storyteller, the game master for this intrepid crew of scallywags and ne'er-do-wells. And that is indeed, I think, a perfect moment to segue into...
I take exception to that. I am not a scallywag.
We will take that
You
moment
sure about that?
to segue into the dark clouds that cover the old and ancient creaking gothic monstrosity that is Duskwall.
What's the point of clouds? Huh? We don't need those anymore. The sun's gone.
Rain.
It's just pathos. It's just pathos. Right?
Good ambiance.
Yeah.
That's
but
what
yes,
candles are for.
see, this shows that you don't step outside too much.
What are you talking about? I have a massive window in front of me, which is constantly has the closed the curtains because the sun will reflect on my face and ruin my lighting.
But yeah, going into the session itself, where were you all when we last left off?
We were at the Lamond estate, and we had
Mm-hmm.
just pulled out the forbidden heist whiteboard. And
Yep.
Forbidden Pepe's reveal wall.
yeah,
Mhm.
Talari's like, I have a plan. And then we're not allowed to have a plan. So we have to cut back to this later.
No, this would actually be a good point to do so because Raccoon and Big Mob Daddy have come back. Big Mob Daddy is, unfortunately, Steve is out of town, so I am free to do with Big Mob Daddy as I will.
I'm going to
and-
choke
Steve
out
would
Big
like
Daddy
it.
again.
Yes, as Steve would like it.
No, I've got an even better idea. Talari looks at Biv and goes, do you remember what I taught you earlier?
Secret conversations, the best kind. But yes, you are all in the study, which is your planning room, your war room, and all of you have gotten together. You do know that because of the attempt at diplomacy that was made earlier, the Lamblacks have your back as far as sniper support in the waterways that would lead up to the Lamblacks
Do they though?
dock.
Like, or are they just
They
going to
do.
shoot us when we get there?
If shooting starts,
Yep.
I mean, we have Bill to take care of that scenario.
Yeah. So, and with some conversations that you had with the gondoliers as well, where you had a chat with Griggs, and who was at the Brightstone gondolier stand, as it were, and you've gotten a fleet support. So I think this would actually be a good time to go back to the forbidden whiteboard of planning.
Do you want me to tell you the plan now, or do you want me to
Yes.
wait until? Okay, I was going to do some Ocean's 11 bullshit.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. The
Sticks.
the plan has been discussed, and yeah, you all head out. Given the situation, I assume that you would all be going to your private dock, where the
Yep.
host would be waiting.
We are
Indeed.
all getting onto the host. All
Mhm.
4 of us are getting on the host.
Okay, perfect. As you
We left Samba
do-
with Mama.
Yeah, yep.
Samba
yep.
got back to the study, was like, gang, this is a great plan. Picked up one of those brownies from the previous session before, forgot what was in them, and started eating.
He would. would.
I think Biv, honestly, Biv might have just offered a brownie, knowing exactly what was in it, given to Larry's previous the previous conversation of, okay, so this way we don't have to do anything later.
This way, the guy who almost fucked this. Well done.
This way,
You've been
I'm the
promoted
only
from-
liability.
Yeah, you've been promoted from the previous liability to that's too far away in my memory.
Went from liability to taking care of liabilities.
Okay. As you do get onto the host, yeah, you start up the very intricate starting routine to get
Yep.
this beautiful vessel on onto the water and running.
In fact, I
Mhm.
think that Teleri once again tries to show Toshi's character how to start the boat, and it's a completely different sequence to last time.
But
Oh
wait,
my god.
I thought we. Never mind.
No, because
Continue.
you're forgetting the most important part of it. Because I've done all the right things, turning the key, nothing's working. She kisses the handle, turns on.
We didn't take the steering wheel out this time.
No, I didn't.
I will find a journal to write this shit down because someday I might have to.
Uh, uh, as William pulls out a little notebook, somewhere in the distance, a crow just goes, "Aho, aho," and yeah. Quick anime reference. Apologies, but yes.
The other gang's probably killed someone in a previous in their session 7 years ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, um, as you all do get onto the Oast, and there is voices of excitement and utter bewilderment coming from the control cabin. Uh, Back on the deck, what's happening with Corvus?
They are pretending they don't know what's in the shipment and just making sure everything is secure so it doesn't cause the host to tip over, because that is a possibility.
Hmm. Hmm.
They are not afraid to get their hands dirty with manual labor. And I mean, I would like to make a finesse roll to do secure knots with the ropes to make sure everything's safely tied down.
Yeah. In fact, like the all of the um, purloined food supplies are still in the crates as they are. uh, is Yeah, we'll get into that because there is some Ocean's 11 shit about to happen. But as you do move out into the canals of
I got a 5 on that.
perfect, nicely done. The only thing that happens is that you do secure the purloined food supplies, but you do it extremely well. All of them are tied down. It's just that once again, I think Corvus, in that moment, you are reminded that they are not indeed purloined food supplies. But yeah,
Yeah, and
what?
I will report to Tilari that the cargo is secure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what's happening with Biv?
Oh gosh. So Biv is doing Biv things, aka at the bow of the boat.
Mm-hmm,
That's the front, right? Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So up at the bow, literally just like hanging over the side of the boat, trying to like fish out some seaweed and algae and any fishing. Not doing
mm-hmm,
anything productive for this cargo run at the moment.
mm-hmm.
Looking for snacks. Uh, if we happen to grab a fish or anything, cool. Uh, really not being productive at all. Probably at first had gone over to help Corvus and then started talking about what was inside the boxes and being like, "Oh yeah, look at this gun! Isn't this?" And then ran off because yes, we don't right ethics. So yes.
Okay.
Even if you want, I'd be happy to roll like a hunt roll to see what gets pulled out. but literally not being productive in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. As you are doing so, there is a little desperate yip from Biss, who's probably like holding onto your coat as you're hanging off the
Picking
side of
off.
the boat.
Mhm.
Yep. But yes, Tileri, what
Right,
is the course of action?
there's two ways we could do this. We could reveal Callum's clever plan now and do two separate roles for the engagement,
Mm-hmm.
as it's two different parts of a plan working at once. Or
Mm-hmm.
we can just do one engagement, and then halfway through the heist, I'll go, but actually,
Planned for this kind of thing.
yeah. So what do people want to do? Because it's really obvious what my plan is, but
No, it's not.
it's super obvious what the plan is.
Okay. Do you, as the host moves into the canals that separate you from Charter Hall, sorry, from
Brightstone.
no, that separate Brightstone from where the Lamplax are. Fuck, I completely forgot where they're fucking based out of.
Oh,
God damn
right,
it!
let
Give
me
me a
find the
second.
map.
Crow's feet.
Crow's feet. That's the one. Yep, that's the one I was going for. Indeed.
Crow's foot.
Crow's foot. There we go. Sorry,
Oh,
folks.
it's just round the corner.
Yep, more or less. Yeah. As you do pull out, you do hear a distant, lonely whistle that seems to be a little sad and a little workman song as a gondolier boat does pull to the side, and it in fact, like, you do hear, like, coming through the fog, call that is essentially, is this where we were supposed to meet? We've got orders.
Yes. We would love for you to fan out all the boats that you can, that you're willing to give to this expedition, to cause a confusion as to what is going on for the Red Sashes,
Oh,
and to
well,
also prevent the Vozzers from coming after us, because there's a bunch of confusion.
the gondola that does pull up next to the host is it's about a 30-foot, it's a 30-footer, and chugging along as they do. And the chap who revealed himself, you see that there are a few other figures in the mist, but the one who's most prominent has just, right, we got 3 boats. That's what old Griggsy told us. We can. Do you want us to be around you, or
No, just spread out to the like
Oh.
3 corners of the area, so that you basically, like, we basically, if this is Crow's Foot,
mm-hmm.
we're gonna go straight ahead into the territory, and we're just gonna blast on through. I'd like your boats to kind of surround it and like just fuck around.
Right? That sounds like a plan. All right. He will give you a tip of the hat, and he will call out, "Oh, lads, let's do an old Tommy screen." And you do hear tuk, 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 coming from the mist as 2 other gondolier boats do pull up, and they are it's essentially a loose screen. They're not really holding their positions. They are kind of drifting, and
They're just drifting around and like getting
Yep.
in the way of people, so that if someone's trying to get through, they'll like make a turn and they'll just cover up a bit of the, and it'll just be like, oh, for
Mhm.
God's sake, why did you do that? And like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically bad traffic. I just want to cause
Yeah.
bad traffic.
Bad traffic in the waterways of the Dosk River. Perfect. And that is indeed
The river
what
equivalent of the 405 at rush hour.
yeah. That is indeed what happens. You do see that it's not just the three boats that are kind of doing the loose ring-a-ring-a roses around the Oast. They a few other boats as well. As soon as this drifting conglomeration of a traffic cop's worst nightmare does drift down to Crowsfoot. A few other gondolier vessels would also, with their, they have, you would know, given that you're a smuggler, that they do have little lamps that they are closing and opening. There does seem to be an equivalent of a Morse code that does happen between the gondoliers, because they have their shit together, and they are being a very effective screen. And in fact, uh, a good opportunity for me to have attempted to fuck around with your plan is disrupted as uh, the police boat is kind of stopped up by one that kind of bumps into it, and there you can hear that there is a bit of a conversation, a heated conversation that has started up between the gondoliers and the erstwhile law and order.
Biff casually walks inside at the side of any like blue coat boats or anything. Not because there's a blue coat boat around. We're going to go appreciate the wallpaper.
Yeah. And
Wow, look at this.
The host is going to set course for the for our location, for our end goal, via the most direct route, which goes directly through Red Sash territory.
Of course,
I mean,
it's good to make sure their veil is firmly in place and that their hood is up.
okay.
So rather than
William's
like
gonna
using
get
this
some
distraction,
grease.
Yeah.
William's gonna get some grease from his tools and just make big raccoon eyes and just like put it around his face a little. If it works for Batman, it works for him.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Except, yep,
So did the name
indeed.
come first, or did you start doing the eyes and then had to make an excuse for why you were doing it?
Um, we'll talk about it after the heist.
Okay.
Get me high enough, I'll tell you the story.
Noted and heard.
You inflate yourself as well? Like, anyway.
As you do, as you move through Red Sash territory, it's not like they have the canals and waterways.
Do you want us to make an engagement roll?
I will get into that. We'll get into that. As you get into the near the waterways of Crowsfoot itself, you do in fact you have you're passing through under one of the bridges, and you see the Red Sash Sword Academy in all of its glory. And yeah, there do seem to be some people on the roof with binoculars out. I am I'm going to roll a fortune roll for you right now.
Oh Lord.
At the sight of all the fingers, we're just gonna slowly start pulling the rifle out, just cleaning it casually, making sure it's loaded and ready. Inside. We're not on the deck. I'm still hiding from bluecoats.
Well, I rolled a 6, so this is in fact the best possible role for you, because everything goes hella smooth. In fact, like the oast and the blistering screen of gondolier boats that are doing cover, it's fantastic. Teleri, you do see that there is a bit of a burst of movement from the top of the Red Sash Academy as your blitzkrieg of middle fingers has definitely been noticed. And but there is almost in that same moment the mist on the dosk just gets thicker and thicker, and you chug gently into the night.
Absolutely not gently. I hit max speed.
Let's go. You There is a as you go do that, there is another blue coat tugboat that you do see coming up, but like, as the mist builds and like their fog lights go on searching the waters, further gondolier, one of your gondolier screen boats goes and takes up the position of where the oast would have been as you all speed by. um in the in the thickening mist that builds in the alleys, given that visibility would be terrible, uh Teleri, would it be fair to say that this would be an interesting time to make a check to see how well you navigate the almost uh, invisible pathways now, given the thickness?
Yeah, I think, honestly, my plan is working too well. So,
Yeah,
heads up.
I rolled a 6 on the
Here's what my
engagement roll.
plan was,
Yes,
okay?
yes. Mm-hmm.
I was going to take the host through Red Sash territory and just keep going past where we were meant to go. And then I was going to flash back and
Oh.
reveal that the distraction was actually the cargo being transported.
Oh my god.
That was Callum's plan coming into this, was that all of this was an elaborate ruse to make it look like we weren't actually going to deliver the weapons to who we were going to deliver them to, and to just get the Red Sashes and the police to follow the host. Unfortunately, the weather has decided that Callum's plan wasn't going to work. I should have just said it earlier, but I thought it would be fun to halfway through the heist go, that's fine, Addy. It doesn't matter if they're shooting at us. We're not the target. But unfortunately, it seems like we're just too good at this stuff. So we should just do the sensible thing. And yeah, we're not going at full speed. We are doing it slowly. The Callum distraction on top of the distraction doesn't need. You just need a distraction to get the main ship in. Okay.
As you do start slowing down as the mist builds, you do hear a few shots going off in the distance, and answering shots coming from other places. There is clearly some sort of altercation that has definitely started but because of the assistance that you had enlisted from the Lamplacks, uh, no issues.
We could
Mhm.
either make a check for going into the mists and navigating them, or this could be the moment you do the engagement roll.
Yeah. Uh,
It's up to you.
the engagement roll, it's essentially the same as the fortune roll, right?
Oh, you add a bunch of die.
Oh yes, because of the differing factors
Yeah.
involved. Yep.
If you want to just
mhm.
take the 6, you rolled on the fortune, because all it would be the fortune roll plus like 4 die, 4
Mhm.
free die. And
Yeah,
6 is the maximum you can get anyway, so we could just take the fortune roll as our engagement roll, and I can make a mist
I
check.
I I rolled for engagement, and that was another 6. Like
Great.
Oh my gosh.
smooth sailing, smooth
I'm fucking
sailing.
best at this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. It's almost it's fantastic because you do see that in the shifting uh, visibility hazard that is a mist on a river, that there was a boat that was almost waiting at the canal that would lead further in between Crow's Foot and and Cha Hollow, which would essentially be the path leading to the Lamplack dock. But yeah, it's it is slow and sure sailing on Tuleri's part, and the smoke screen of the gondoliers, of which only 2 are left right now. But the red sashes, uh, with all of the confusion that is on the waterways, there's all sorts of horns going around. It's a clusterfuck of traffic congestion that has definitely been brought up by the plan thus far. And the red sash vehicle, instead of going for the Oast, does go for one of the other gondolier boats. And you do hear in the distance, and then eh, uh, that turn into confusion, as instead of criminals, they are met by gondoliers, who are some of the most salt of the earth kind of people that you can find in this interesting little city that we all live in. And the gondoliers are, no one fucks with the gondoliers. Like, they're one of the people that you don't fuck around with. And there's a little bit of confusion, and you do hear oh, what the fuck is this mean? And apologies, this was not planned. And but yeah, you past all of that, and in fact make your way to the Lamb-Black uh, wharf. And yeah,
Well, that was easy.
it didn't even need a roll from anybody. Damn. Uh,
I
oof.
thought you were going to throw some absolute bullshit our way, Addy. I thought I was in
I,
absolute shit's creek.
I was. I had a lot of. I had a few sniper parties. I had a few other things, but then
The dice told the story.
the die just like, yeah, shut the fuck up, Adi, let them do their thing. So hey.
We cut back to the meeting where they go through their plan. There's all these notes, all these diagrams. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cause a bit of a traffic jam, go on in and stop, and we made it. It's going to be piss easy. It's not really that complicated.
Turns out all you need for a good heist is not steal.
Don't shoot anyone. Don't shoot anyone. Don't talk to anyone.
Hide in a
Just
house.
do
hide
your
in hooks.
jobs.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Don't
Trust
say
me.
anything. Don't do anything.
And don't ever send Samba to go and talk to our eyes again. I've always fucked the whole thing up. Ray, could you go smooth things over with our I know you don't like the weapons, but we need someone to smooth things over with Bizzo Baz, and I'm never letting Samba do that again.
I will talk to Basil. That.
Okay. As the you do come up, there are people waiting at the extended wharf of this dock, and you do see that a few a few message lamps are being flashed in your direction. Teleri, being the smuggler that you are, you would know that this implies that there is no tension, smooth sailing dock. And you do. As you do kind of come up to the dock itself, there is a chap who does seem to be walking out onto the dock. And yeah, William Raccoon, you definitely recognize the figure of Bazo Baz, his bald head shining in the moonlight. And he does seem to have a bit of a grin on his face.
Where the fuck does moonlight come from? The sun's gone.
There's a moon.
Moon
but it doesn't have any
generate
light.
sunlight.
Oh, you poor physics idled person. Actual science in fantasy. Come on. Callum, come on. But yes.
I
Bazo
pull my
Baz.
hat down and I'll say, it's afternoon, I'm assuming. I'll say, good afternoon, sir. As promised, your stuff is here. No problems.
He does kind of look at the host, looks at you, and just starts doing a slow clap. Oi, it seems that the weather did do a good job in assisting you, but good to know that you're in
Credit
with the
where credit
gondoliers
is
as well.
due. The gondoliers helped as well.
We had word from Elise that this would be the case. We and the gondoliers go a ways back. We are allies, as it might behoove you to know. But, all right, that is good. And he will look to the back and he's like, "Hey, lads, come on, get these boxes where they're supposed to be. People are hungry." And he will look up to you all and just give you a bit of a wink, and will throw a rather massive little cloth bag up to you, William.
I will do my best to catch it.
Give me a finesse check. I mean,
Uh,
or how would you how would you choose to catch this said bag?
I mean, I don't think William has anything high tech planned for catching things. He has never expected to catch even a ball in his life.
Mood.
Mood.
I think Teleri would feel bad for William, So if William doesn't catch it, Teleri will catch it. So I would like to assist in this
Okay.
finesse roll. I will take a stress to assist you.
Okay. So I have one cross in finesse, which means just one dice, and then one extra from Teleri's assist. Two sixes. That is a 5 and a 1. So 5.
It is easy enough. It's in fact the he like it with a 5. You realize that there was a little bit of perhaps tension with this interaction because Bazo chucked it purposely short so that it would fall into the water, just so that one of you would have to get into the water. But you dive for it and you catch it, but like you are almost falling off the boat. But in a yep,
Nice.
in a quick moment, Teleri has jumped down from the control cabin and does have your coat in her hands, and Bazo just kind of laughs. I told Pickett that they would catch it, and thank you, lads. You won me a bet.
Pleasure to
And
be of service.
I don't see the big fucking idiot here. What's up? What's up with him?
I think quite clearly for the reasons that you said just now, we decided to leave him at home.
Took care of liabilities.
Hmm.
And maybe this lesson you've learned is to maybe always bet on us.
Fair point. And he does have in all of this, members of the Lamb Black have come up to the Oast. They've boarded and they are taking the many long wooden cases of purloined food goods off and into their dock itself. And the um, the initial docking procedure of like a rope thrown over to the boat to tether is done, and you are tossing the rope back to the dock as Bazobaz pulls out a massive cigar from his jacket and is starting to light it, and he will actually just this time he will walk up to the boat as it is starting to kind of move away, and he will hand the rest of the cigar case to William, who is still kind of precariously off the edge, and he will take a large puff and blow into the most perfect smoke ring that any of you have ever seen, as he looks to you, Teleri, and I'll keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind. Good job. You'll find all the coin that we agreed on. And my thanks for a good job well done. And he gives you all a little tip of his non-existent hat, swirls around and walks back as his coat swirls with him in absolute style as he raises a hand and starts whistling a jaunty little tune and walks off. And hey, you have completed the first score. Hey!
So
Let's fucking go.
William's gonna hand the case to Teleri and be like, "Hey, As thanks for saving my ass 5 minutes ago, and I just prefer greener shit. I think
You
you'd
look in
like
the
it.
case. Is there money in there, or is there just cigars?
The money would be in the sack that
Oh.
was thrown to this one. But yes,
Yeah.
the cigar case does in fact have cigars.
Thank
You
you.
seem to enjoy the fancier stuff.
The thing is, I also quite like living for a long time, and but I'm Biv. If you want them, you can have them. I mean, I might take one for a
Yeah.
friend of mine.
Yeah.
It might be that
Uh,
kind of thing.
And this is, I mean, as an appreciator, a connoisseur of the finer things, even if you don't necessarily partake, these are the equivalent of, like, Cuban cigars, from the Dagger Isles themselves.
How
Yeah,
like
nice is the
home.
box?
This is home.
yeah. This is home for, and yeah, actually, like Biv would recognize as
It was like,
the initial little sniff, and it's almost like you want to put, like, not even smoke it, like you just want to eat it, because it reminds you of leaves that you've eaten in the past. And but yes,
I bet Biv would eat it though, right?
oh yeah, no, 100%. That is exact. Those are like little like sugar pixie sticks for them. 100%. You just that they saw them and went, oh fuck yeah, this is better
Nice.
than all the algae I just fished out of the canal. Like yeah, no, 100%. Not immediately on the boat. They just ate, so that's
as
dessert.
Talari passes it to you, you do see the thought process of like, that's a nice thing to do with a person I like, and then looks at them and goes, "You're gonna eat those? Oh no!" And it's like internally going like, "Oh, but Biv's like my favorite. Oh, but also they eat random shit. Oh
They'll give you the
no!"
box back
Yeah,
when they're
yeah, that's
done
fine.
because it's a nice case.
It's just like
it is a
there
nice
are
case.
two
It's a
there are
nice
two
case.
bibs into Larry's head that have suddenly collided.
But yes, the host.
Corvus will snag one of the cigars to give to Gerard later.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That poor
As-
man deserves that much at least.
Viv agrees.
But yes, with your first score completely successfully completed, and the goods having been transported to where they need to go, Duskwall Sparrows, you have completed your first score as smugglers. Congratulations.
Yay.
There is we don't have fireworks, but, like, you do have at least the little explosions of gunshots that come as the turf war between the Red Sashes and the Lamplax continues in the
Watch
background.
this. Talari pulls out from a little box a little pebble, puts it into a slot, and the smoke that the host produces changes color.
Okay, that
It's now like
is
a little
cool.
purple smoke.
That is cool. It's good
Good,
for
right?
signaling too, yes?
How that works.
Hey,
Well, it's actually
purple
quite
haze.
simple. What this is a little ball of paint
Ah!
molecules. And I have a filter system that will basically take this ball and spread it over a filter that the smoke travels through, dyeing the smoke as it goes up.
See, you listen to that because that's what we want for the sleeping stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know, you gotta have the.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm sure one day you'll make something half as impressive as the host.
Hmm.
Ouch.
Shade being thrown in multiple directions.
Sure.
Oh,
Because look, I
fantastic.
can also do this. She opens up, and you notice like the pipe system, and it leads to like there's a little box in the pipe system where she can store hot drinks. And she takes out like a cup, like a cup of hot drink that's just been like warmed by the process of making heat.
Amazing.
That's good for tea too, yes?
Yeah.
I am starting to like the host more and more.
I also pulls out a smoked a smoked sea animal of some sort. It's great for smoking as well.
On that note, William's gonna pull out another joint. Just go to a different corner, sulk for a bit.
Perfectly
Why
understandable.
is William upset? I
You
saved him earlier.
insulted his,
We
you also
need him in
insulted
case
his
we ever need to throw him
dignity.
into the fire to keep this thing running.
I cannot tell if you are joking or serious.
Both.
Why would I make jokes? I don't understand. I'm a professional.
Urvi, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, I was Bib was just agree. It's saying it's both. It's a joke, but also serious.
I've never thrown a person of the upper class into the oven, so I don't know how much fuel you produce, but I have thrown engineers in before, so like it's a definite value.
The innate duality. Yes, the innate duality. But yeah, you have completed the first score as is. Well, how are we all looking on at the stress situation? 2,
One.
4, 2, 1. Okay,
But I have an
Oh my
extra,
God.
so basically it's the equivalent of one.
the equivalent
I
of
don't
1.
know if we've done enough to really do a downtime, and
Yeah,
I've got
well.
loads of stress, and we also have 4 coin, so
Mhm,
we just need to figure out what our next step is.
mhm. Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
do have potential jobs lined up.
Do we?
The
What are
ghost
those?
map. The ghost with
The
the map.
ghost thing.
Oh, you want to
Which-
you want to do a job for ghosts, right?
I like ghosts.
We
Yes.
find the map. We find the map and take it to the lady.
What lady?
I'm going to from the valleys. I'm going to need you to explain this really slowly to me on the way back. What do you mean do a job for ghosts?
And what lady?
Let me grab my actual notes because I have it written down in there.
Yeah.
We went over it. I know we went over it during one of our previous sessions.
Yep.
Both I and Larry weren't paying attention.
I was gonna say, I think I know which one is talking about, but then I remember very specifically Audie mentioning a mushroom that got shriveled by the ghostly powers, and the Biv brain of mine didn't pay attention to the rest of the scene. We were thinking about that mushroom.
No, this was a bit of news that you'd heard that the
Lady Lady Clave, that was
Clave.
Lady C.
Yep.
We have a map stolen to the hunting grounds for the leviathans.
Indeed.
But Lady Lacey is in charge of is in the fleet offices on the docks.
Mhm.
Strangford is the person who stole the map.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're
I remember the ghost yelling Strangford.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because as much as the Leviathan hunters are a group that is intense competition that does go between the Leviathan fleets, and given the extreme shortage of the Leviathan blood, these hunting grounds have become worth a lot more. So a map that would lead to a new hunting ground is literally worth uh, uh, more than its weight in gold. And given
yeah,
that it's a map, that wouldn't be much. But like, yes, you get what I mean.
you do know that we're not thieves, right?
Uh,
We already
But can't
right.
we just
So
do that?
Strangford has the map.
according to the ghost.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have ghosts as our allies?
No, no,
To have friends on the other side?
no. Because there is no other side. The other side's full. They're all here. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Point.
I don't know. Ghost friends would be kind of cool.
I mean, Corvus, you do have a few friendly ghosts, right?
Yeah.
You haven't really introduced them to the rest of the sparrows, I guess.
Yeah, not yet.
So,
Ghosts are good allies to have. They can go places within reason that physical beings cannot.
mhm, mhm,
But some are angry sons of bitches.
that they are indeed. So that is a particular one instance of something that you could pursue. Would you like to look for
I am
other?
open for other suggestions, but I also think the map is worthwhile pursuit.
Mhm.
And I think in this one particular case, even if we kill the person involved, the other party is gonna be happier for it.
Ideally
So,
not
babe, you
killing
can do
other
what you want.
ideally not killing Strangford because we already have one ghost we have caused that we are lucky not to be tied to, but
I don't know.
Hmm.
as I have said, I'm open to discussions and other suggestions.
Well, I do know a thief.
If you do,
Maybe we could broker a deal.
okay. What kind of a deal do you have in mind?
I don't know. I think stealing this map does not necessarily suit our skill sets. This is Callum going, we're not thieves, but the other party
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should probably just
Uh,
tell them about it. Because,
and
I mean, if
broker
they'll ever
deal.
have a session again, is another question.
No, really.
But, like, we're smugglers. We should smuggle. I mean, we can go and do a heist. If we want to go and do a heist, then we can do a heist. And you know, the skills. What we did last time was basically a hold up robbery.
Yes.
But I don't know how
Last
well
time
we'll
was
do it.
messy.
Who exactly? So Strangford's got the map, right? And Strangford is on the city council. We'd have to break into the Strangford estate, most likely, which is like he's a posh, rich wanker who will have loads of security. It's very much not our jam.
I have idea for that. Would be right up your alley as well, Talari.
What is your idea?
I use my connections and day job to get appointment with Strangford. You come as bodyguard. Case out. We case out his estate. Get the information to your thief friends. Work deal with them. Have them steal map.
I don't
Plus,
get
you can-
see. I don't see what we get out of casing the joint.
If certain items happen to go missing, we claim innocence. You perhaps find some things you like to decorate the host further. More to your liking. And we provide.
If we case the joint, we might as well steal it. You know, like
Yeah.
the question I think is if we want to steal it from Strangford ourselves, we go do it. If we don't, we tell our thief friends and we find other work. It's a better use of our time.
I think we do tell our thief friends, but we get something out of it, like something good.
We make a deal.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
We split profits from heists 70-30, 70 in our favor.
Finder's fee.
As much as I think that you're a good negotiator, I feel like that is insulting to the people who we're putting in danger to go and get the object. All we've done is receive the information of who's got the painting, the map. So
60-40?
It's more like 30-70 in their favor. Also, above table, we can't get any more coins right now. We're at max coin.
See.
So Callum is trying to figure out how the fuck the upgrade system works, so I can figure out what the fuck to do with this coin.
We can spend it on getting me equipment. Batteries are expensive right now.
We can spend it, but I'm just double checking that it's not required to like level up the crew. Honestly, I think Tyler's like, as much as I'm sure we all appreciate the lovely accommodations you have for us, Lamond, the practicality of being a smuggling ring operating outside of a mansion / refugee camp isn't great. So what we could do is we could go looking for some more real estate.
That is wise.
Sounds nice.
And then we give ourselves, I don't know, we could almost call it, we could have some more turf. And that would help our operations, and I don't know, maybe it would decrease the rep it would take to level up the reputation and tier of the crew.
I do like having more space to spread out, and then we wouldn't be all in each other's faces all the time.
Yeah. And having different rooms separate entirely as my lab.
Yeah. And it'd be nice to just, go sit somewhere where I don't have to hear Samba.
Very, very fair. Plus, would be nice to keep suspicion off.
Yeah, suspicion, that's it. That's what we're keeping off, yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
This is Callum saying we need to go and find a lead
some
on a new
abandoned
piece
building.
of turf.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Would
That
you...
could be definitely be done.
I believe. Oh no.
feel like that's...
Fucking
Would be nice
And
to
some
have warehouse.
surveying.
Would be nice to have warehouse for goods too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if I'm not mistaken, you can't go directly to warehouses, right? You have to go through the turf and you have to go in that little map of advancements, right?
Yeah.
You have to do that step by step.
We can. I believe you can actually start anywhere on it, but then from there they have to connect. But let me double check that.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Would also be wise possibly to look into cover operation.
Okay. So you can seize a claim. You can investigate a claim. So to seize a claim, tell the GM which claim on the map your crew intends to capture. The GM will detail the claim with its location and a description, and will tell you which faction currently controls that claim. Or the GM might offer you a choice of a few options if they're available. If you choose to ignore the roadmap paths seizing a claim, the GM might tell you you need to investigate and gather information in order to discover a claim of that type before attempting to seize it. Execute this operation like any other score. If you succeed and seize the claim, the target faction loses the claim. Seizing a claim is a serious attack on a faction, usually resulting in -2 faction status on them, and potentially +1 with their enemies. However, before we even take a claim, we have to reduce the hold from strong to weak. You may perform an operation specifically to reduce the hold of another faction if you know how they're vulnerable. If the operation succeeds, the target faction loses 1 level of hold. If the hold is weak and it drops, the faction loses 1 tier and it stays weak. Your crew can lose hold too, following the same rules as above. If your crew is a 2-0 with weak hold and you lose the hold for any reason, your lair comes under threat by your enemies or by a faction seeking to profit from your misfortunes.
So what is the consensus?
So where is our lair? Like, what counts as our lair? The Lemon Mansion or the boat?
The lair map that unfortunately the Lemond estate.
Yep.
Okay.
In Brightstone.
Brightstone.
Which is very bright and shiny. And has a lot of blue coats wandering around. So, yeah. They... actually, at that point, as we kind of go into this deliberation, can we take a quick 15-minute break? Because, yeah, I think it would be a good time to take a small break.
No worries.
Yeah,
breaks are great, yeah.
Going to break screen. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone.
Hello, people. Hey,
are back.
Yeah,
we are back.
we're back, but
Go
not
ahead.
for long.
Yes, unfortunately, I have spent the majority of the past day traveling, and it was very cheap seats. But cheap seats do not imply comfort, and did not have not gotten any rest, and I think I fell asleep while trying to go get a glass of water. So unfortunately. And I think, given the position that the sparrows are in right now, where they have to make some further decisions about their future course of action, there should be a little more consensus. And unfortunately, big mob daddy Steve Samba is missing. So we're going to be calling the session here because I might just fall asleep on stream, and I think I don't snore, but I don't want to test that like
It's
on a
okay.
stream.
I would just mute you, and then we'll just decide what happened in the session while you're asleep on stream, and then we'll come back next
And
week,
then,
and it'll be
the
fine.
the true heist.
yeah,
true
the
heist
thing is,
was
you
the
just have to
session.
watch it back, Adi, and then find out what we did, and then figure out the world from there.
This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
Ocean's 11 moment. We planted the sleeping drugs in your water so that you'd fall asleep during the session.
Good
Uh,
job. But yes, for on that note, we shall call the session there. My wonderful players, please let's do the outro so that I can go get some fucking sleep.
Nap time, bedtime.
Indeed. Let's start in reverse order this time. Mr. Toshi.
Hey everyone, I've been Toshi, William Tross, and you can find me on Instagram at Coffee and Tosh, and I'll see you 2 weeks later.
Let's go. Mix Denver.
Hey y'all, I'm Denver. I've been playing Vaylamond, and you can find me here every Tuesday because I also run the Tyranny of Dragons game, and you can also find me on Blue Sky as Dendinius.
Let's go. Mix Callum.
Hello, I have been Callum and will continue to be Callum. You just won't see or hear me unless you go over to Blue Sky, where you'll find me as Theatre Callum. You can also find me. Where else am I? Oh, I'm not really doing anything else right now. I will be back producing the next season of A Season's Oath from June 1st. Every Sunday over at House of Dreams. I will soon return to House of Dreams as a forward facing role in a project we have yet to announce that will take up the Thursday slot. And someone here might also be part of that. Ooh. And that's about it. I got my first piece of work for the year. Somebody finally asked me to write something. Yay! Don't know how much I'm getting paid yet, but I have been asked to write something. And it's not a comedy.
Make sure
So
you get
I'm in
partial payment up
shit's creek.
front.
I know where these people live. So
Okay,
I'll
you're good
kick their
then.
doors in. I'll kick their doors in. Anyway, that's
Because
me.
you don't fuck around with
I don't fuck
freelancers,
around.
right?
I have a reputation for getting people in trouble and being trouble.
As you should.
Yeah. But
That's me.
yeah, perfect. Best of luck on this project, and hound the dogs to death if they don't pay you. Which I think nobody has to tell you that, but as a
And if you
freelancer
need backup,
myself,
tell them you know a witch who will hex them.
there we go. And you know a very irate bald South Indian who is very pissed off with people who don't pay freelancers. But yeah, thank you. Mix Urbi. Wait.
Your
Can you
mic's
hear
gone.
me?
Hey, there we go. There we go.
There we
Ha 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 ha.
Unmuting is a free action.
Yeah, it's just the awareness of unmuting is the problem. Because there's buttons everywhere. But hi, I'm Irvy Fitz. I don't know how to unmute myself. I'm the only Irvy Fitz out there, thank God. You can find me across the internet. And by across the internet, I mean on Blue Sky and TikTok only, as Caesar Slot. If you're ever interested in playing games with me, you can find me on Start Playing, where I run play-by posts and other games all the time. Otherwise, you can catch me here every other Tuesday doing, pantsless blades things. Starting this Friday night, and running for the next consecutive 4 Fridays, you can find me running Roller Joint's inaugural Eat the Reich stream. Very, very excited to, do some vampire murders. And then otherwise, I'm available for a much more wholesome game of Wild Sea every third Thursday on Shattered Tabletop Gaming, where I play a mute bumblebee. Bzz, bzz, folks, we do waggle dances everywhere. But I think that's about it. So don't forget to, check in on your neighbors and be out and proud and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
And
fucking
to-
forgot. I do paint the town red here every other Sunday.
That one, indeed.
So Pantsless Pride is coming up at the end of June.
I was also told to do that. Pantsless Pride is coming up at the end of June. I was told specifically to remember to say this. We have 12 games by lovely DMs. The players are currently being selected, and if you implied, you'll find out soon, or you won't find out at all. No, we are reaching out to players as we speak. Some of us are being slower than others because their brains fucking fried this morning after writing 3 emails, one of which was only 3 words long.
Those are the worst.
We are very excited for that upcoming project at the end of June. We'll be raising money and playing lots of games, and some of us might get to sleep at some point. Anyway, Andy can do the outro now.
But yes, we shall come back next 2 Tuesdays away. The next, words blur. We'll be all live soon, and you will come back to the Duskwall Sparrows and their shenanigans.
Do you know what I've just realised? I was told to remember that for Sunday, not today, and I forgot to do it on Sunday.
Amazing.
Hey, like lack of sleep affects more than people want to acknowledge at times, but sleep's important.
Yeah.
Sleep's important. But on that note, hi, I am Adi MK. You can find me on Noonlight Creations on Instagram, on Twitch. I do my own homebrew campaign called The Tides of Atlantis every Thursday. It is continuing to be a blast. You'll find me here on Tuesdays and Fridays running Blades in the Dark games for Pantsless tables. And I am also going to be potentially part of a secret project that somebody else mentioned on this table right now. And I'm going to be part of the inaugural steam of the Rollers table with Mix Urvi as we are going to go and kill some Nazis. Yay! And there are a bunch of other things that are happening, but there's a lot of shit that's happening in the world right now. But hey, we have to find our peace where we can. And virtual reality, let's go fantasy stories because reality sucks. But on that note, indeed, reach out to people who need to talk. Some people might not talk unless they're reached out to because they need a hug very badly. But on that note, good night, people of the internet, and we shall catch you later.
Happy time zone.
Happy
Bye-bye.
time
Happy
zone.
time zone.
Bye.